Hey everybody, Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Today's date, March the 7th, 2020, and I've got an update for you on the wild and wacky world of cruising. Just heard earlier today that the Carnival Panorama cruise ship has got a delay in disembarkation and embarkation from its last cruise. A whole bunch of things going on here. By the way, thank you for subscribing to my channel, Traveling with Bruce. Thank you for all the thumbs up you give me with these updates that I'm doing. Also, love your comments and love to get your info on what you're hearing out there, sharing that with me. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for joining my Facebook group page called Traveling with Bruce. A lot of us hang out there between these videos and compare notes. And also, those of you who are joining my Instagram page, Traveling with Bruce, fantastic. Jennifer's running that, and I welcome all new followers of that page. All right, let's get into the news of the day here. We've been following a lot of news the last couple of days here with this whole mess going on in the cruise business. Of course, the Grand Princess is still off the coast of California. We're all waiting for that ship to be brought into San Francisco somewhere. We don't yet know exactly when and where it's going to land, but today's news, I want to talk to you about the Carnival Panorama cruise ship. Now, this is Carnival's newest ship that's only been in the water about maybe 4 or 5 months, getting good reviews. People are very happy with the ship. She sails out of Long Beach and does the Mexican Riviera 7-day cruises. Today, the ship arrived back in Long Beach at about 6 a.m. California time. That's normal. Normally what happens is the crew will get all of the luggage off the ship. They will get all of the garbage and waste materials off the ship, and they'll begin to load the ship for its next cruise, the big turnaround. Passengers usually are able to start disembarking around 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, and that'll last until about 10 or 11. And new passengers will be allowed then to embark and come on board and get ready for their cruise. This morning, there was a female passenger, from what I'm led to believe, that had been ill on board the ship for a while. The doctor had been looking after her. The passenger was transferred to a local hospital, and the CDC stepped in and wanted to run a test to determine exactly what is wrong with this passenger. And the story goes that the cruise line, Carnival, was told that it would take about 6 hours to get test results back to see what's wrong with this passenger. And we're talking about that dreaded virus here. I just heard in the last half an hour or so, and right now I am talking to you here from the West Coast. It's about 8:20 in the evening here, Pacific time. And in the last hour, the results had not yet been made public, not been released, or haven't been concluded. And all passengers who were supposed to disembark this morning from, say 8:30 in the morning till about noon, are still on the ship. None have been able to get off the ship. They're not allowed off the ship, because if this passenger tests positive for that, you know what, then all of these passengers may be subject to a 14-day quarantine. And we're talking about 4,000 passengers and crew of at least 1,400 people. There are 4,000 other passengers in the terminal waiting to get on this ship. They've been waiting all day. Now, Carnival tried to do the best they could for everyone involved. First of all, the passengers on board the ship were allowed to return to their cabins that they had been using for the last week, and they could rest there, wait there. They also opened up the restaurants and the bars, and all the folks on the ship could avail themselves of food and drink and wait this out in more comfort. The 4,000 or roughly 4,000 folks who were at the terminal trying to get on the ship, a number of them were able to get onto the Queen Mary, the old Queen Mary that's sitting as a hotel just nearby, And Carnival has arranged meals on board the Queen Mary for as many of these passengers as possible to be fed there. And a lot of them have expressed gratitude for that. What I'm gathering, though, is a lot of folks who came down to the ship, probably those who could drive there, who live locally, have probably returned home and are waiting for an email update from Carnival to tell them what to do. A lot of folks take this cruise from the greater Los Angeles area, and within an hour or two they can get to the port whenever need be. But the way it's going now, it's so late in the evening that it might well be that the test results might not be out for a while. And again, assuming that the test comes back negative and the passenger is suffering from an ailment that is not related to this nasty virus that's going around, then in effect Carnival would be allowed to disembark all of their 4,000 passengers. How many of the 4,000 passengers missed flights today? Probably a bunch. Although again, as I said earlier, a bunch of these folks, 4,000 of them, are probably driving home when they get the chance to get off the ship. However, if the test comes back, let me finish my thought. If these folks missed flights, Carnival is likely going to help people rebook, and there'll be some allowances there. This is going to cost a lot of money. If the test comes back, however, positive, then the question is, what does the CDC insist on Carnival doing? Does everyone stay on board the ship and the ship goes nowhere? Or does everyone who's on the ship stay on the ship, and the ship is instructed to just go offshore a couple of miles and wait for further instructions? Because the ship where it is has to get out of there. There's another Carnival ship returning shortly from its cruise to Mexico, and they're going to do turnarounds. This is a mystery here. There's just so much going on. We could be talking about 8,000 people either inconvenienced or dramatically inconvenienced. The 4,000 that can't get on the ship, and of course those who've flown in are going to have to be put up in hotels, and they may lose their cruise entirely, because if this ship is going to be quarantined for 2 weeks, there won't be any cruises for a while. Then the next cruise after this cruise will have to be canceled, and the next one after that will likely have to be canceled. So Carnival could be dealing with 4, 8, 12, 16,000 passengers that are going to be either missing out on a cruise, quarantined on their last one. It just doesn't end. This is a absolute mess. Of course, Princess, back to San Francisco. The Grand Princess is in the water, waiting instructions to come into San Francisco, somewhere in San Francisco. The Vice President Pence had indicated that the ship was going to be brought to a non-commercial port facility as soon as possible. They thought in the next day or two. Everyone thought really yesterday or today this would happen. It has not yet happened. And we know there are 21 cases of the virus on board that ship, 2 passengers, 19 crew members. And some passengers have had to be evacuated by helicopter that are very ill from other ailments already, and they're in area hospitals as well. So tell you folks, this is an absolute nightmare. It is getting worse, and we're talking here with regard to Carnival, 16,000 passengers inconvenienced because of one passenger. But if that passenger mingled with all those folks and crew members, we're talking close to 6,000 people that could be exposed to an individual that had this ailment. And so welcome to March 2020. This is the new normal right now, and it is very abnormal. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the cruise business. I really am not sure. There was a meeting today between the Vice President Pence and the chairman and presidents of the cruise lines, and along also with the Cruise Line International Association, and they went over kind of a game plan as to what to do, what not to do. Should cruising be completely shut down? Should there be perhaps a moratorium on anyone over a certain age that shouldn't be going on cruises? Can that be done? Is that legal? I don't know. The cruise lines are proposing to enhance onboard or pre-boarding screening. Carnival has indicated that they're going to take temperatures of every passenger that is coming onto the ship. But the symptoms of this virus are such that even if you have it, you might have the virus and not know you have it because it has not yet affected you. And anyone you shake a hand with, or you touch a handrail and someone touches a handrail a minute or two or an hour after you do, they might pick up the virus that you could be spreading unknowingly. And we just don't know anywhere in North America right now who does and does not have this, because, again, the early signs of this illness really don't make themselves evident to all of us, including health professionals. The passenger does not measure with a fever, doesn't feel unwell, they feel fine. They have no idea they have the virus. You can't tell. So, yeah, welcome to the new normal. Anyway, that is the latest here for Saturday, March the 7th, 2020. I will stay on this story and all the others as best as I can. Just a little quick update also, the Viking Sun was denied entry into Bali today after being denied entry into Java. That ship is on a round-the-world cruise, and a bunch of its itineraries have been dramatically changed because of this. So there are issues all over the place, and again, I welcome your comments, your questions. I'll do the best I can to answer them for you. And we'll try to stay on top of these stories. In the meantime, all of you, I wish you the best. Please stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll keep you posted on the latest as we go forward. Bye for now, everybody.